What's going on, guys? It's Shawnee Salami. So recently I've been using the Longsword a ton, and I want to tell you guys why I love this weapon, just because I feel like I owe you somewhat of an explanation with why I'm using it so much. This guy was pretty cool, by the way. We emoted. We went on a little covert operation to clear out the catapult. Just real quick, I did forget to record at the beginning of the game, but we got 3 kills, 0 deaths, so you didn't miss much, just the initial charge. Before I profess my undying love for the longsword to you guys, I just want to point this out. This is funny. This is the stuff I love in this game. Just the emoting and all around good fun, nothing too serious, because at the end of the day, it's a game, who cares? So we wave to this guy, we clear out the people coming for the catapult, and evidently this guy's a team player as well, because he's going to load the catapult for me, but you know we don't use those here. So we bid him farewell and wish him luck, and I hope we run into him later. This video is a little older, so I don't remember, but that was fun. Now, onto the longsword. I talked about this in an older video, but I had like nobody watching back then. So the thing that I love about it is I think it's like an A tier weapon. It's not like the Messer, it's not the Great Sword or anything like that. It's very good. But you know what I love is this game isn't about sweating it out and putting up the stats. It's about those cinematic moments that you feel like you're in a movie, you feel like you're in Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, something like that. And nothing matches that feeling better for me than the long sword, kind of the one-handed sword. And I feel like for some of you guys, it could be like something like the war axe, where you're like a Viking berserker. But for me, it's this one. And that's why I gravitate towards more of these fantasy type weapons instead of realistic ones like you see on the footmen and like the poleman and all that, like a pole hammer, a spear, pole axe. Like those were some of the best medieval weapons, but I don't see this as a realistic game. Like I feel like something like Bannerlord probably has weapons like that are very good, but this is about just it's a mix of like goofiness and also just that fantasy of being a legendary warrior. And in my head, my character is like that kind of swordsman guy, like Jon Snow, Jaime Lannister kind of thing. Now, I'm not saying I have a whole backstory for my character. I do kind of do that in Souls-like games, but I do want to say, if you don't think about your character and what they're like and what their fighting style is, you're either lying to me or you just don't have as much fun as me. So don't judge me or call me a nerd for that. You know I'm right about this. And a lot of people talk in the Discord about this, which I'll pin in the comments, by the way. Love you guys. Always got to say that in the video. Everybody, even the lurkers. Any way you support is great. It's just been awesome. I'll never take you for granted. But this is that one game where you can always have full games going, but it's just small enough where you can kind of make your name for yourself among like other players, because you do run into the same people a lot. Like, for example, I've talked to people, and you guys say the same thing in the comments. My calling card is footwork. You see me use the same few weapons like the longsword and whatnot. I can name people that I play with or against that I've never even talked to, also, where I can kind of tell you what they play like, what weapons they use, and how good they are. It's really unique in that sense, and I really like that about this game. I hope it is around for a long time. And I've been ranting a little bit here about the long sword, what I like about this game, a lot of stuff. That was a pretty cool fight, by the way, there. Let's get into more of the gameplay now. I'll comment as I go. And by the way, we're off to a hot start. I did not realize this. And I'll let you guys see if we got the win. I never want to spoil that because I feel like it makes it more fun. But we dwarfed the lobby is what I'll say. I had 65 kills, like 110 takedowns. It was a great game. And last thing I'll say before we just start getting into the gameplay completely and commenting on that is I'm going to do community posts where we do a bracket for the best maps. I would think it's pretty interesting. I think this or Rudhelm might win, but be completely honest with if you have a hot take or not, because it's anonymous. Just put your favorite map in each matchup. I think we'll do like 1 or 2 a day. It's pretty spaced out. And then yeah, so we'll do that. It's like a March Madness thing, like where the first seed plays the whatever seed is going to be in this. Forget how many maps are, maybe 12. And yeah, so I think that'll be a fun kind of thing we could do. So if you're subscribed, just keep an eye out for the notification for the post. And if you don't subscribe, which is perfectly fine, I know some people don't really subscribe to a lot of channels, even if you're watching. but just go to my page and you'll see it there at some point. I think it's under like community tab or something. Alright, so after 5 minutes of ranting about the longsword and everything in between, we are finally getting into the gameplay. 2 stages, or on the 3rd stage already, so let's get started. Great job mopping up some kills there by me in the front line, then backing up to safety. I think I was trying to just relax for a second because that was like very close and I wanted to get my bearings. And then, yeah, so we cleared up a lot of space there for the team to move up. And then, like I said, got back to safety. And now the whole team has a lot of space and we're going to start pushing forward with the boys. And here's how you know I'm feeling myself is I throw on the first attempt. If you're on console, you know the struggle we deal with. Where you usually slash because you have to press the buttons just right. But that worked out. We get killed immediately after, but I'll take those 2 kills. That's fine. Interestingly enough, looking back at this, I haven't been playing so hot lately. This game is like maybe 2 weeks old. It was on the back burner. So I didn't remember this. I don't think there was any other level of thousands when I was looking back. But there was a lot of high levels. It's just an example of when you get in the zone. My friend Kilo calls it flow state, which I think is a very real thing when you're just not thinking and just it's coming second nature. And that was kind of this game. Like right there, I killed 2 people. Pretty cool stuff. This guy was, I thought, the biggest threat on their team. So I was seeking him out a little bit, and I always loved the little longsword duels. Okay, I want you guys to pay attention to this because this is a bad habit I've been in. And I think I was in this video a lot and I have been recently. Here's a good teaching moment for you. Don't do what I'm doing constantly here. I keep instinctively going to block without checking for a swing. So watch this. See, I blocked for a second there without looking at the tip of their weapon. Just kind of turn around, do it. It can work out pretty well when you're in a group and the odds are against you anyway. But if you are fighting someone who knows what they're doing, and honestly, even if they don't know what they're doing and they spam kicks, or if someone's picking up on that you're doing that the whole game, because if you're paying attention to other players like you should, you like it, not saying long term, but in the midst of a game, you'll pick up on that weakness and I'll just start getting kicked. So especially if it was like MFL, like that intro to comp stuff they do, I would have gotten eaten alive in a game like this. It would not have been a 65 kill game. It's just a bad habit you can get into. I do it. I notice it for stretches of time. I start doing it if I haven't played in a little bit. And that's one of those cool things about recording these is I could kind of look back on that and see what I can fix. So also, I don't know if you guys ever check your own gameplay, but it's kind of helpful. So even though my job first and foremost, I feel like, is to have you guys enjoy content, it really does kind of help me. I always like fighting another longsword when I have a longsword, or in general when I have like one weapon and I'm fighting the same weapon. It just feels cool to be on like an even playing field with them. And I honestly, this sounds cocky, but if I'm using it against another longsword user, I think I'm pretty confident 9 times out of 10 I'll win in these lobbies, even if it is like a decently skilled lobby like this one. I think it's just my best weapon for like, and that's another thing I love about it, is it's kind of in between a one-hander and a two-hander, even though you're using it as a two-hander with that range. Because when someone spams feints with a one-hander, I've talked to people about this, we think it's borderline cheese because it's so hard to deal with. And it's not like they're going to put up the numbers you do, but if you're in a group fight, they can't do that. This was a cool sequence, by the way. I'll talk about this in a second. I jump up here, clear out this spot because I thought archers were gonna come up here. Clear up these guys, get a good jab, and that's something I've been doing as well. Jab and the kick usually works pretty well. Going completely berserk here, very good stuff. I think this is the guy that ends up killing me. But yeah, when someone's spamming feints with the one-hander, this is the sorry dude, I didn't mean to down you. If you're watching, my bad. This is the one weapon I feel like is quick enough where I could counter feint it. And I can't say that about stuff like the greatsword. I think this also has a faster recovery as well. The Phantom range on the Highland Sword and also the War Club, I wasn't fighting that there, but the Highland Sword I was. Drives me insane. I don't understand it. I always feel like I'm far enough away, but I never am. I am seriously cringing at the fact I keep doing that block thing I mentioned, where I'm instinctively just blocking. Like, watch, I'll do it again here, I think. He's not even close to me, and I'm just have it in my head that I have to do that. Again, I want to reiterate how important that is, because if you're in a sweat lobby, or even a lobby where people forget they have a weapon and just spam kicks, you're going to get yourself in trouble. And I know it's not only me that does this, and not being cocky, if a level 1000 is doing this, again, that's just playtime. You know a lot of worse players or less experienced players are doing this. So just pay attention if that's something you do. Not sure what in God's name I was thinking here running in like this. Okay, never mind. That was actually kind of sick, even though the last guy did get me. And there you have it, guys. 65 kill game and a win. Really fun one. I'm going to put some recommended videos up for you. I have some playlists, and some of my best games are in there. Some recent videos and stuff. I think you should check them out because it's some of my best ones. There's an 85 kill game with the longsword in particular that I like. But yeah, so I'll let the final stats play. Monster game here. I love you guys. Seriously, I love you guys. Discord in the pinned comment. I'll see you tomorrow.